What's up, explorers, and welcome to another episode. And we are starting this episode off lost, which isn't, a rarity around here because I always seem to get lost. But good thing for maps because they let you know, hey, you're on the wrong trail. I am on the trail that goes to the campgrounds, and it dead ends. And you all know I don't like to walk around campgrounds with a camera recording myself because people might get the wrong idea. Now, there are a few campsites up there, and luckily nobody's there. Like, look at this fool walking in the woods, recording himself, talking to a camera. Whoa, these are cool. I don't know what they are, but I'll look them up and I will post exactly what they are if I can find anything down at the bottom. As you all may be able to hear, this trail goes directly behind a splash park. And in that splash park, there's tons of kids. And kids tend to be very loud in nature. But I don't mind it. It's just to let you all know that all the screaming and yelling, that's kids just playing in a splash park. Nobody's being injured, nobody's being hurt. Everything's a-okay. On the way back up to the parking lot to get to the correct trail, I stopped by my car and I was looking for my schma. I thought I had it with me. I was pretty much sweating, which I am now. The only thing that I could find in my car was my sock. Now, this sock is gonna double as a sweat rag, and this is gonna keep my face nice and dry, and it's not gonna be glistening on cam. It's gonna stay on point. So this sock right here is gonna double use this to a sweat rag. As you can see, is a pine tree that fell down and left this core. This core right here is where all the resin was stored, and as you know, pine trees are highly flammable, and this is considered fat wood. This wood right here, if you can see the coloration, that's all the resin, and that stuff is highly flammable. So if you ever get caught out and you need a fire starter, fat wood from an evergreen tree is gonna be your best friend. That's really gonna catch. And also, because of that same reason, all these dead pine needles that you see on the ground is going to do the same thing. They're really going to catch fire, and it's going to help you start a fire. Oh, this plant right here, it's called dog fennel. It has like a wiry, silky appearance to it, and when it's crushed, the leaves and flowers smell rather unpleasant, so you can use this to repel bugs. That's a good thing about this plant right here. And it's also, you can use the essential oils as insecticide and antifungal, so it is a pretty beneficial plant, and it is called dog fennel. You can tell these trails haven't been walked recently because, as always, I am breaking spider webs with my face. And there's probably spiders all up in there. Ah, spider web. I love how these tiny little creeks, they cut out the prettiest curves and lines in the earth, and then the trees, they just lean over top of them. This is a weird looking little moss. It's like little stars, but it's actually called a common hair moss, and this stuff symbolizes maternal love and charity, and that's pretty cool. It's also a perennial herb. Whoa, there's an old fireplace. I believe this is the plantation trail, so this may have been part of the plantation. There's a little placard over here. Let's see. It's a solitary sentinel. Of the once numerous and varied outbuildings that stretched out like arms from the main house toward the river, this is all that remains standing. While we don't know what this building was used for, we do know that plantations of this kind had summer kitchens, ice houses, and well houses, slave quarters for those who worked the house, grounds, and stables. So, this is part of the plantation. By the looks of things, it looks like we've come up on the terrace gardens. Now, this is going to be a prime opportunity for me to drink some water and have a quick break. And if you're wondering, yes, a quarter bottle of water is all I bought with me. But, as always, I have my 2-liter platypus and my water filter. So if I find any water source that is not too murky, because this will clog, then I can fill this bad boy, attach this here, and have myself a nice drink. Now you may be wondering, what else do I have in my pack? Well, always carry a lighter with me in case I get lost and I need to start a fire. Extra GoPro battery. Lens cleaner. And in the big pocket, I have bear spray. Always, this is a must. Sunflower seeds, because those seeds are going to give you energy. Bug repellent, but I wore my long sleeve attire today. It's dry fit, and I can just roll the sleeves up or roll the pant leg up if I get hot, and then I can just roll them down if I get bitten by mosquitoes. So that's why I always wear dry fit with me, and it keeps me nice and dry and my shirt doesn't stick on me. Headlamp and my knife. And that is all that I brought with me today, folks, because I know the area pretty well and you can't really get lost in here, so I didn't really bring any cordage or any hardcore survival things if I were to get lost, because I know the area pretty well. There are placards scattered all about the terrace gardens, and I honestly do not know where the house actually was, but I believe it was probably back up there because it said the highest point, and this seems to be going down toward the river, which they expanded it into the largest reservoir in Virginia, Kerr Lake. Now I found something interesting, and I was reading this placard. This is an old-timey cooler. This deep pit is the remains of an ice house. It was used to chill and store food, and for ice in the summer for drinks and desserts. To construct the ice house, a deep pit was excavated, lined with logs or stone to prevent the walls from caving in, and topped with a roof or small building. A ladder was used to climb down into the pit. So this is what is left of the ice house. And it would look like this. It looks like we're coming up on a cemetery. Crud up. I guess this is the cemetery path, or either it leads somewhere else. I'm not really sure. I very well could be off track right now. I was off track as usual. Nothing new there. This place kind of has like a spooky feeling to it. I don't like the energy around these parks, I can tell you that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle on out of here. As I was walking along, I came across this placard. It says, "A memorial. Up the hill is a plot of ground not unlike many in the South. It is the site of an unmarked graveyard for those born or sold into slavery on this plantation. There are no epitaphs celebrating the contributions of these people, and no headstones naming those left behind. Wooden crosses may have once preserved the sanctity, of this burial ground, though they may have long since disappeared." So now I must go up this hill. And there is a campground like 200 feet up here, so I don't know why they would put the campground near the slave graves. Yeah. I believe there's somewhere in there. You would probably never know that it was a graveyard because there would be absolutely no markings saying so. But I guess they found like the, hold on. Wow. I'm gonna have to go in there. I see something very interesting. You see those flowers? Wow. Oh, I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's grave. I apologize if I am. I am sincerely sorry. Oh wow. Someone put memorial flowers here. Those are the only ones I see. Oh wow. Now that right there was unexpected. I was not expecting to see memorial flowers. As I walk away, I did say a few words for them. I had to. I could not just like walk there and not say a few words for our ancestors. So once again, I got turned around and I looked at the map, and I can take the campground trail, the Big Oak Trail, the one that I first was on when I got here, back to the car. Story of my life, always getting lost. You know, as I'm walking and thinking about it, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder in the South how many campgrounds have a slave graveyard. It could be a lot more than we think, because these places weren't marked. Half the time we don't know where they are. Just think about that. If you have ever visited a slave graveyard, please comment down below and let me know where that slave graveyard was and how that made you feel. All right, explorers, parking lot straight ahead in sight. I want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode. This has turned emotional from a pleasant walk in the woods to finding a slave graveyard and having to stop and say a few words. With that being said, if you enjoy my content, you enjoy my videos, please hit that subscribe button, like the video. That helps me a whole lot, and it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so more people can join along. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Peace and love.